Good morning, y'all. Hold on. I've got to do my eyeliner real quick, and then I'll get on the screen. It's like no pressure, but like it's eyeliner, so like I'm almost done. But good morning. How are you guys? Hi, best friend. Welcome in. Hi, Ballin. Welcome in. Kobe. Hi, Top. Jedi. Jay. Mikey, thank you for the resub as well. Love y'all. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're doing well also. Did I get everybody that I've seen? I think I have. Oh, Blaze, hi. I don't think it's been 24 hours. Let me check. Oh yeah. No. Hi Dre, welcome in. It should be 24 hours. I don't know. Math is not mathing for me right now. Hold on. Let me finish my fucking eyeliner. No, you streamed at night. It's all good. Oh yeah, I did. Oh no, my eye. It's burning. My eyeliner has my eye burning. Ow. Ow. My eye. Was making a Tank Davis joke about the eye burning. I don't know who that is. Okay, I gotta do a kind of like. Hold on. Hi y'all. I'm still working on my makeup, but I know I have this on my face. But good morning. Oh fuck! I dropped my shit. Ugh. Good morning. How are you guys? Hi Shar Shar, welcome in. Hi Dre, welcome in. How are y'all? With John Cena being a bad guy, I want to see kids cry. I want to see tears. Fury, the evilness in you. You look gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Ballin. I appreciate it. Makeup ain't done, but she's still a 10. I don't know about that, but thank you, Shar Shar. Welcome in, y'all. How are you? We're gonna talk for a little bit before I get into co-working. So, welcome to the new time. First off, welcome to the new time that is this. I'm gonna try and keep my commitment and like stay here. I know this is dark. No, I don't have a black eye. I have to fix it. My eyeliner started running and it's a whole thing. So like I'll fix it here in a bit. Hold on. I'll fix it right now. Accept your beauty? That's so much work. I don't know what happened. Every time I get on stream, I don't know, my eye just starts wanting to act up. Like, and it's not always the same eye, but it's always just one of my eyes like wants to tear up and like ruin the whole face. Jedi, thank you for the resub. Thank you for being here for 16 months. I couldn't see where you were, like where was that at first, but thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, I hate when this happens. But good morning, y'all. How's y'all's weekend? Jonatina's a heel, Jade's a heel. The end. That's all that matters. I think that's all that matters. Hi, Paper. Welcome in. You know, that's the end. Bianca's going to WrestleMania. What else? What else is there? What else was there that really stood out to me? I really feel like that's all that stood out to me. Oh yeah, Randy came out and started punting people again. That's right. Randy came back. And they didn't let him punt Kevin Owens. Hi Legion, welcome in. Look, a hype train. Hopefully you guys have your bingo cards out. Good morning. The eyebrows, the eyeliner, the contour. Ooh, you look great, Lolo. Thanks. I don't feel that way because like my eyeliner is playing with me right now. But yeah, there's now 2 separate bingos. So if you're on YouTube, here's your bingo. If you're on Twitch, there's your bingo. So like I don't want to hear no nada anymore. No nada. No nada. If it's still difficult, then like you're probably just not circling everything in. Like honestly. Like that's the only thing I can say. Okay, I think that's good enough. But welcome in, y'all. I hope you guys are doing well. Where is my poof? I just had it. Oh, there. Oh, I didn't fix this.
Hold up, wait a minute. All good. Just a week ago. Group at my house. We party every weekend. On the radio. That's my favorite song. Make me bounce around like I don't know, like I don't be alone. Now the grill is gone. Got no patience.
I'll add that to my chores list.
Go, why is it mine?
I will add that. I need to fix her. So I'll probably be doing that during my co-working stream. Maybe not, because like I feel like that could probably be distracting. So I'll do that off stream. But Fury, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everything helps me. We are on my VTubing journey, by the way. Graphics card, I got the money for it, but sadly, graphics cards are now hard to find. So the money is just sitting there until I can find a graphics card. But thank you guys for helping me get the money for the graphics card. It'll just sit there until I can find one. Good morning, Bless. How are you? What else? Yeah, we're starting my VTuber journey, so that's a thing. Don't know how much. Scarcity. Them cards be gone in 3 minutes after they drop because of fucking people who resell them too. Don't help. How are you doing, Bless? VTuber, yeah, I have one. Shar, you're fucking late, to be honest. I'm just gonna call it what it is. Hi Fab, welcome in. How are you? I'm okay. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I be busy these days. I mean, like, she's been like all over my YouTube. She's been here. She's been in test streams. She's been pretty much everywhere. My temp. Let me see when you got time. Well, I mean, like, I have a temp VTuber right now. I mean, my other VTuber's in the works at the moment. How much does VTuber stuff cost, by the way? So, with mine, since it's gonna be very intricate, oh, Kobe bonked me. Okay. her recent uploads show her VTuber whenever you want to check them out. Yeah, for sure. But for the one I want, needed that for bingo. Okay. The one that I'm currently working on with my actual like my emo with Zoe pretty much. We haven't discussed the price yet because we're coming together and we're brainstorming like the artwork, and she's doing that with me for free. So bless her heart, I love her to death. She's helping me with that, and then like after we get the artwork and stuff done and how intricate I want everything, that's when we'll learn to just start. That's when we're going to start discussing the price. But the VTuber estimation for me, I'm thinking is gonna be like $1,500. So yeah. But like me and Zoe have discussed payment arrangements. We've discussed paying overtime because she's like, this shit can be pricey. So she's like, I understand. So she's letting me pay. We're going to start a payment arrangement here shortly where I can pay just bits at a time versus all of it at once. Am I kind of ready? Not really. Hold on. Compared to most, that's a good price. Really? That's kind of where I see VTubers at for the low end of everything. Normally for like a really expensive, like I'm expecting my VTuber to be like $2,500. If I'm being honest. And yeah. By then I should be able to have like I need to sharpen this. By then I should be able to have like both of my PCs up to par for like the VTuber journey. Yeah, they be up in the 2-3K range for customs. Yeah. So we'll see. That's reasonable, and she's doing a pay plan. How sweet of her. Yeah, for sure. Cause I told her, I was like, so Zoe, I want to VTube, but like I was honest. I was like, I can't afford all of that up at once. Like, can we set up a payment arrangement? Plus, I don't feel comfortable going to other people and just being like out front, being like, hey, I want a VTuber, but you don't know me. I want a payment arrangement. So Zoe was like, no, I completely understand. So she's gonna help me in that sense. Do I want a gloss today? No, not really. I'm gonna just put on Vaseline over my lip liner and call it a day because like I'm just not really feeling any other makeup right now. You're not VTubing 24/7, right? It's just gonna be like when I just don't feel like streaming, or like not streaming, when I don't feel. I have my days where I just don't want to show my face, and like when those days come, that's probably when I'll whip out the VTuber. Because like I'm not trying to be like an ass or anything when I say this, but like I really don't like PNG tubers. I understand like the cost ability, but for me personally, when I'm streaming, this is more from my personal view, for me and my content and stuff. I need things that move, right? The PNG is just the mouth, right? But like I need things that move. Facial expressions, I need all of that for me to like, if I'm watching a VTuber, that's the only like, I feel like who is like, I can like watch Blesses, I can watch Moon when he puts his on, Iron Mouse, I like hers. Like I need you to like, warning Zoom, I need you to be moving around, you know? You have a very interactive stream. A VTuber suits you better. Yeah, I guess. So we're going down that route. It's just I need movement. If I'm watching a VTuber, I need you to move. Thank you. Another bingo check mark. You're welcome. But how are you guys doing? What was y'all's weekend like? I'm tired of talking about myself. Like, what did you guys do this weekend? How was Monster Hunter weekend for a lot of you? I'm gonna be doing Monster Hunter today, so there's that as well. We're playing Monster Hunter today. I'll put up a private lobby and all that jazz when it's time, so you guys can, if you guys are playing and if you have the day off, you can play with me. You went from Lolo Bean to Miss Lolo with the red lip. Do you think? Monster Hunter and Rivals plus parenting. That sounds about right. Yay, parents. I don't know. Lolo, parenting question. How the fuck did you potty train a boy? Okay, so I started him off with the toilet seat with like the little splash. So I had him sit on the toilet. And that's not because I'm a girl. It's just because boys are they're too tiny. So I had them sit on a seat, and then I had the little pad splash thing. So like when he peed, it hit the pad, then it went down into the toilet. And then when he was four going on 5, that's when I started teaching him how to stand up and pee. And like I used the whole like aim here to like pee. Maybe my like, but like, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's how I did it. I hope they are planning to fix the game to play on Steam Deck. What's wrong with it on Steam Deck? Hi Rick, welcome in. This little nigga's tripping. Well, I have been grinding in PoE 2 all weekend, and this week I'm not sleeping because it's Capcom Cup week, and it's in Japan. Ooh. Look, I still sit when I pee. It's just less messy. Hi, by the way. Hi, Rick. We're talking about potty training. We are. P is slowly coming, but number 2 is, pardon the pun, ass. Wait, what's going on with the number 2? Number 2 should be easy. Boys always take shits. All it is just you sit there, you make faces, you push, you get off. Well, you wipe and you get off. The graphics are kind of sad, and when it crashes, and then it crashes for a couple minutes. I don't think it's optimized completely just yet for the Steam Deck, is it? He will do it in diapers, or he'll just hold it for 3 days and and blow up. I believe it. Preston used to hide a lot too. I don't know what it is about Jordan. She just got over the like. Now it's Aaliyah doing it. Aaliyah's like when she poops, like she hides. It's like she hides. So like I think it's just a kid thing. I was in a chat last night and the topic came up, Lolo in chat. Does anyone have a bidet? I am working on getting a bidet, honestly. I feel like every house should have one. But I also know how expensive they can be if you want the ones like I want. Because the one I want is from Japan. And that one is about $500. They're pretty cheap on Amazon. See, yeah. I want a $500 bidet. So like yeah. It's like, or do it like it's my bidet. We have one. It's not the expensive stuff. I never use it though. It would be cheaper if you move to Japan. I'm just saying. I might be actually moving back after California. We're discussing staying in the military for a little bit longer because of Trump. And AJ's thinking about pushing out his serve time, meaning we might be going back to Japan. So there's that. If I go back to Japan, you guys, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, you might not see me streaming as often. I'm gonna like make it my goal to like, with the kids now being older, I'm gonna make it my goal to like go out, because I didn't go out as much as I wanted to when I was there. We have one, need a new one. See, I want the ones in Japan. So the one in Japan, there's a lot to explore. There's a lot of Japan to explore. There really is. It's like, and there's something new every time you go out. Fully experienced. Yeah, I miss it so much. I regret a lot of the shit that I didn't get to do. So like more Discord live streams. So those were so cool. I would bring those back. I would also probably do more VODs or vlogs. I would do definitely more vlogs now that I have them more. I'm more equipped to do it. I would do that for sure. But what was I gonna say? I was about to say, oh, the bidet thing. So like the ones in Japan, okay, they play music. There's seat warmers. There's 5 different functionalities to it, like for like the sprout, so it can clean your bunk. So there's 2 spouts. There's one for the back, one for the front. So the back one does 3 different ways. So it like you can like angle it perfectly to your butthole, and then the other one you can aim it perfectly to your vagina hole where you pee out of. And you can have both of them shooting at the same time. And you can select if you want cold water or warm water or hot water. Then you have music that plays while you're taking a shit. You can go ahead and play music so that nobody can hear you grunting. I don't grunt, but I know some of you men who do. So like if you grunt while you're taking a shit, you can play music so that it covers that sound as well as the sound, right? Fuck Trump, hi Christian. So you have that as an option, and then you can, there's like part of the bidet where it can like air dry you. Yeah, ours does most of that, but not the music. Do bidets have help vag owners while they're on their period? Yeah. I feel a lot cleaner using a bidet than I do using like a standard US toilet, because like when you think about it, aren't we, like, the United States, are we the only people who don't truly just have a bidet as just like a common like thing? Everywhere I go, I've seen a bidet, okay? Outside of the States, I have seen a bidet, okay? Everywhere else I've been, we're the only place that don't use them. Why do we use toilet paper to continue to smear shit? If you use toilet paper to wipe your ass when it comes to shits, I suggest like buying baby wipes and using that. But like, why do we continue to use toilet paper to smear shit in our ass when we should probably use wipes to kind of clean it better? You know, I never understood why we're smearing paper in there to begin with. Does the UK EU? No, they do. When I went to Germany, in Italy, in Spain, like, they had bidets. But like, what? The only place. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that because. Hold on. I'll put it in the subscriber chat because, like, I don't want to say that this. Hold on. All right, I put it in the Discord in the sub chat, but like, that's the only place. No shade to. No shade to them, but like, that's the only place I would expect it not to be. If we're being honest, have you guys seen the way that they handle shit when it comes to food products? Have you seen it? Like, it's so nasty. Have y'all seen clips of how they like handle food processing? Like, if you see that and they have their toesy woesies next to your chips, you expect them to have bidets? They got their claws right next to your chips. Stop watching IG Reels. I've seen those clips of them throwing shit at each other during a celebration. See? And you expect me to see that they have bidets? Don't lie to me like that. Don't lie to me. But yeah, don't lie to me. See, Shar understands. Like, I don't, you can't tell me that there's a bidet. And if there is a bidet out there, it's probably like the prince. Isn't there a prince in that world, in that area, in that culture? I don't know. I expect the luxury, like the high-end people, like, to have it, but not like the commoners. Like in Japan, Korea, Italy, Spain, Germany, it's the commoners that have it. Like, you can just go anywhere and you find it. But if you go where I just named, you're not going to find that just willingly. And if you guys go to that location and you find one, A, I'm going to ask you why you're there. B, I'm going to be like, are you getting a wife? C, take a picture and let me know. Some of the places, they still have pig toilets, but not as much as the past. I know Korea still has holes in the floor toilets where you have to sit on the floor and it like sucks everything out of you. I don't know if I would ever go to those because like I don't think I could ever do those kind of toilets ever in my life. Ever. Imagine sitting on a floor and no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Some areas in Japan still have the hole. Yeah, they do, but I didn't see them when I lived there. Yes, Korea used to have the pig toilets too. I just like I don't understand. Like, I can't fathom. So like, if you can tell me if you've ever used one, like how do you use one? Do you hover? Do you legit sit on the floor, crisscross applesauce, and you just sit there and you just like are you supposed? Is everyone sitting on the floor during their time? Do you clean the floor? Do you mop the floor before you sit? I need to show you a clip from JoJo's. You squat. So do you get handles? Because like, what if you don't have like a good balance? There's people out there that can't balance. Do they don't have handles? So you just sitting there with your cheeks spread open, pushing body. Wait, what about the men? What if Lolo slips and falls? Nah, never me. I would never go to that toilet. I will hold my shit before I go to the toilet in a hole and squat. Like, but like for like, I guess men, you don't have to worry about that. But like, that's a lot of just like, ew, like a woman on her, oh, okay. Okay, sorry, my bad. I have it automatically mute when I'm in here. So the goal is 5 hours or 5 hours. That's crazy. 50 minutes of work, 10 minutes of break. We're gonna do that for 3 sessions. Okay. After those 3 sessions, I might take a little break and then we'll go into 4 hours of Monster Hunter. That's going to be how it's going to work for us from now on for Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Thursdays, I am taking off from Twitch and YouTube because those are my days where I actually stream Or I not stream, I actually go and do my reactions those days, and I sit and watch anime for like 8 hours for my work, and then I never edit them. However, editing is on my list today. See, look at that, edit, like right there, edit episode 1, that's on my list. Monsters, hi Sashi, welcome in. Hello, still at work. Should it be done in 2 to 3 hours? Okay, so you'll be here for Monster Hunter. You're not gonna be here for the co-working part. No worries, Baha. Welcome in though. But yeah, so we are going to, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go on mute. I'm going to turn off our channel points and stuff like that because like we don't need that distraction. I'm gonna let the music play. If you guys want to go ahead and use the bot itself, here are the commands. Oh, I'm congested, sorry. So you can make your own list. If you want to just type all of your list out at once, so you'll do exclamation point task, put the first task, then a semicolon, and then continue on. You can do up to 7. Snot nose ass, fuck you. What is this current song from? Let me see. I just have like a lo-fi gaming list on. Animal Crossing, the Able Sisters. But yeah, if you guys want to use this bot, exclamation point task, and that'll help you out. I'm actually going to stand. And I actually need to make coffee. Okay, so I'm gonna go on mute now. Enjoy, and I'm gonna start the clock once I get everything situated. Hey mods, can someone put a command up or an announcement or a pin saying that we're doing promo 50/10 for 3 sessions? So just in case anybody wants to know where we're at, I would greatly appreciate it. So small, barely looks like you stood up. It's hard out here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mute now. I'm having a huge brain fart, I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. Hold on. I forgot how to do things. Crazy. Wait. Oh. Okay, hold on. I need my other mouse. Okay. Okay, bye. Hi, y'all. Break time. Hi, how's your stuff going? How's your work going? Aaliyah woke up. I'm pretty sure y'all see her little movements, like right here. But that's Aaliyah. Damn, break time already? I didn't do shit. Are you not wanting to do shit? Is that what the thing is? I'm not surprised. You love to procrastinate. Blaze, why are you jumping out the window? I never want to do shit. That's real. Honestly, it's hard out here. Wanting to do stuff takes a lot of like effort. I hate doing this on the phone. Is it difficult? Yes. Is it really? Clean the house with swiftness, as you should. The lack of full screen and trying to edit. Understandable. How's the coffee? It's good. I'm just like, see, like, I love coffee, don't get me wrong, but there's days where it just puts me in like this warm state where I just want to sleep, like bundle up and sleep. And that's definitely the feeling that this coffee is giving me at the moment. It's like I just want to put on like slipper socks, get like a really heavy king size blanket, wrap myself in it, sit in a corner in the dark doing absolutely nothing. Food has been acquired. What are you eating today, Ballin? You feel cozy, don't you? I do. So I'm like trying to like not let it win, but it's like it's winning. Really, yeah, it's winning. It's hard. That sounds great, right? Like I'm just I just want to like, you know, I wish like life, I wish school would have taught us that like being an adult sucks. But life, like school taught us to hurry up and become an adult. That's pretty much what I got from school. I don't know if y'all feel the same way. But if like I was told, like I tell Preston every day, I'm like, enjoy what you have because when you get an adult, become an adult, it fucking sucks. So please enjoy your youth years. I tell Preston that every day because like this shit fucking sucks. Having a Cobb salad with vinaigrette, based on High Top suggestion. Ooh, okay. They did. Our teachers looked miserable as fuck, and that was our biggest hint. But that's the thing though, that wasn't a hint for me. That was like, oh, that sucks to be you. Boo-hoo. That's not gonna be me. And then like I get here and I'm just like, damn, I have become what I feared. They also need to teach about budgeting. They do. Budgeting and taxes. And yeah, yep, and now look at us. Miserable. I wouldn't say miserable, but we're kind of like, damn, why is life like this? Why is life lifing the way that it's lifing? I don't understand. Why is eggs so expensive? Why is coffee so expensive? Why are tampons so expensive? I remember back in my day, okay? Listen, back in my day, tickets used to be like $5 for a movie theater ticket. $5. How much is a movie theater ticket now? I haven't been to the movies in so long. How much is a movie theater ticket? Prime time. Look, I'm looking for a pay cut for my mental health. Facts, taxes. About $20? 25? 15? It depends. Ew. And that's on a discount. Oh yeah, discount Tuesdays are amazing. I've been chilling. It's finna snow right now in my city of Detroit. Working with my great grandfather. Oh, nice. What the fuck movie theater y'all going to? Oh no. Why you say oh no, high top? But I will say it was cute to see Zora at her first 2 movies in the theater. What movies did she go see? I still haven't taken the girls to see. Like, Jordan doesn't like loud noises like me, and Aaliyah loves everything loud. Wait, how much is it for you, Kobe? How much is it for you, Legion? Moana 2 and Sonic 3. You watching Raw today? I don't know. Honestly, don't know what I'm doing unless it's on this list. I'm a DM you my prices. Free $99. Do you be movie theater jumping? Can people still do that anymore with these assigned seatings? Free because the pirate came in clutch. Well, I mean, yeah, a lot of people are now pirates, but like, legitimately, for the people who go and see movies, which I have not, because like I can't justify that price tag. And plus, you know, ever since that Aurora shooting, like I've been very iffy about movie theaters now. I know everyone's like, oh, that's a 1 in a million like moment, but like that being so close to home and like knowing people who were there who survived, and yeah, it's a scary thought. So check DMs. Let me see. Where do you go? That is $7. Where do you go? That's $7. Where do you go? I haven't seen a $7 movie theater ticket in eons. Where do you go? Oh, I'm iffy about them still, but it wasn't bad. Where do you go for a... I want your movies. I don't go to the movies, but $25 is wild. That used to be my movie theater too until they closed last year. Well, they had $7 Tuesdays. Right, everyone goes on Tuesdays. Hold on. Oh, by the way, thank you, High Top, and thank you, Kobe, for reminding me of this. If I have my fellow streamers out there, do not update to the current OBS that is currently out, because that shit has viruses on it and it's crashing people's OBSs and PCs. So just since it was passed down to me, I'll pass it down to you. If you are a streamer, do not update to this current the new OBS. Stay, like, you know, if you want to live by my rule of thumb, you update 2 to 3 months later. That's my rule of thumb. Yeah, Moon just dealt with that crap. Yeah, Moon's shit just crashed like crazy. I felt bad for him, and he had to like buy new parts and everything. Yeah, once I saw that tweet, I spread the word. Navy perks. Oh, you're going on base for your movie. You go on base for your movies? See, I would go on base, but like the quality of the movies are not as good. They're like dollar store movie, like dollar theater quality. So I don't go to the one on base. It's trash. It is. It really is. The quality is good here. Wow. Wow. I'm impressed. It's not good here. Because we have the biggest Navy base. That is true. That was like still an option for me and AJ to go move to Norfolk. I'm not touching Norfolk at all. No. I refuse. But for you people who live there, good luck. Or I admire you. You're alive day to day, because I know it's it's dangerous out there. That come to Virginia every mall is don't come to Virginia, every mall is closing. Ew. You act like I go outside. That's the crazy thing. You're like, don't come to Virginia because malls are closing. Oh no, malls are closing. Don't come to Virginia, there's no Shake Shack. Then I wouldn't come. Don't come to Virginia, there's no Cane's. Then maybe I won't come. Don't come to Virginia. If you do something food related, there's no good carne asada fry shops here. Then like maybe you won me over not coming to Virginia. But since is there a Shake Shack in Virginia? We have all those, so it doesn't work. Oh, see, Kobe's trying to get Lolo to NYC before I leave. Kobe, are you trying to tell Kobe to make me go to New York before? Where are you going? Where are you going? Don't come to VA, you'll get shot. Is that better? I've almost been shot twice. For clueless reasons. So I feel like I could fit in. I think I'll fit in just fine. Swiss cheese Lolo. That doesn't, but this won't be an almost. I was gonna say something racially, like something kind of just like side eye, but I won't do that. Can I? Would you guys get mad if I said something side eye? Hi guys. Hi guys, what you doing? Go ahead. I'm light skinned, I'm Puerto Rican with nice hair. Would I actually get shot or no? Good morning, Zell. How are you? They don't care. I know they don't. I'm just saying shit. But you think VA niggas care about that? No, they don't. I know they don't. I've been to VA. And I was in the uppity area of VA, if I'm not mistaken. Where was I in Virginia? I stayed there for like a whole 2 weeks. I was visiting my boyfriend at the time. I don't know where I was. It was really nice. Like, I know DC was like 2 hours away. We went to like this little beach area with like there was hands coming out of the sand, like a giant, like it was like a hand in the sand, and it was like a little boardwalk. I don't know, maybe you Virginia folks know what I'm talking about, but like we went there. It was a nice gated community. I don't know. I can confirm Southern VA niggas don't care about whatever. They'll say, damn, she's fine as fuck, and then you'll hear 5 big booms. That's crazy. Place Blaze, and if leaving to beside. Huh? All right. I think it's time. Should we continue? Because Blaze almost broke my brain. Is it time to go back into is it time to get back into work? It's time. Let's get back. Because Blaze hurt my brain. Why are we talking about VA? Because we were talking about movie tickets and like how much they are. And Kobe's was like $7. And we were talking and I was like, how did you find those? And then we started talking about VA being the biggest Navy base, and then me and AJ having the opportunity to move there, and like me saying I don't know about that still, and then me telling him like if he told me there was no Shake Shack or anything like that, then that would make me more convinced not to move to VA. Yeah, don't go there. So yeah, that's the conversation. Is it really that bad? I heard that VA is really like anal about speeding. Is that true? I didn't have to. I was a passenger seat princess when I went to VA for 2 weeks, so I wouldn't know. Yes, are they really? I think VA is still sundown towns. What does that mean? If I stay in the States, Colorado or upstate New York, Colorado ain't any cheaper than what you think anywhere else is. Colorado is getting up in price. Colorado is not cheap no more. DC is not bad. Portsmouth, Norfolk. I think that's like 5 of the most dangerous cities in New York or in VA in order. Oh wow. Norfolk is the second most dangerous place in VA. Wow. There's speed traps or speed signs, cameras, and checkpoints everywhere. In Virginia, they have checkpoints? Don't come here for your sanity. Oh, wow. Sorry, I was putting lotion on my elbows. I played basketball one whole time and almost lost my life. Oh my god. Okay. So let's go ahead and keep going. Let's go. I'm trying to get to my Monster Hunter, but at the same time be productive. Okay, I'm going back on mute. It's pretty much the name of the type of method that we're using, where you're doing the 50 minutes of work with the 10 minutes of break. That's just the name of the style of timing that we're doing. I did not know I was on break this whole time. Oops. Wait. I was on break? I was legit working. Wow. Well, that's that. W break. I guess we're still on break. I got like 4 minutes. That's fun. If you guys took your break on time. Long ass break. It's a 10-minute break for every 50 minutes that we work. I didn't realize it had jumped into it already. Oopsies. We'll talk to HR about your actions, young lady, or about your actions. I work through my breaks. I do too. So like I wasn't. Oops. Y'all moms need to learn to sit down. It's so hard. Hold on. Do I want... I don't know if I want this here. Lolo over here making us be productive, but when I need this, when I'm home, not at work. See, I thought about doing like the opposite with my co-working. So like we game and then we end the stream with co-working. But a lot of you guys are already at home and like trying to relax. So like the last thing y'all probably wanted to see is like a co-working stream. So I try and keep it like at the, I try and keep it at the beginning. Play then work would not work well. I refuse to co-work after 6 p.m. If you game earlier, then you wouldn't want to do the task. Exactly, that is true. Okay, well, good news is I just added a ticketing system into the Discord. So if there's anything or like concerns or anything you want to address, or if you have any suggestions for the Discord server, there is now a ticketing center there. Myself can answer it, or the mods. It's underneath the welcome category. So there's that. So me and my mods will be able to see any tickets that are being placed in the Discord. If it's anything regarding like modifying the Discord, that's more of a job for me because I don't want anything to be broken. But like if it's like a concern with another member, or if there's a concern with another person in the, like if there's any concerns that needs to be addressed, you can put in a ticket. And we'll look over it. If it's a suggestion for the server, you can also put in a ticket. I'll probably be the one that handles that just because, you know, I'm very like picky about how my server looks. But yeah, so that's that, you know. Has anyone beaten Monster Hunter Wilds yet? You can't feel them, but they're there. Thank you, Fury. Wouldn't Zell be like the closest one? Sightline, hello, welcome in. How are you? Break over, Lolo? Yeah, I know, but my ticket is you when you taking over. Oh my goodness. He's in like part 2 though, isn't he? He's beaten the first story part, but there's like a second story. Get back to work or you're fired. Okay, y'all just told me shut the hell up. I got it. Not that button. My bad. We're finished. Oh, nice. Good job, everybody. If you got your stuff done. I did not get stuff done. So this will be on my list for tomorrow, in addition to the stuff that I have for me tomorrow. I think I got enough done. Okay, I got a little bit of stuff done, but not everything done. You know? Good job to you guys. Love that for you. You guys did swell. Proud of you if you were working. If you were just like, I'm just here to be here, I respect that too. But I didn't finish everything. So, you know, good on you. So, we're going to take this little break. I'm going to use this little break, this next 10 minutes, to actually like get streaming set up for actual gaming now, because we're about to go into Monster Hunter. So I'm gonna get my thumbnails and all that stuff changed over on YouTube. If you just sat here and vibed, because I know that the streamer bot's not working over there, like not the streamer bot, but the sweet bot or the super sweet bot. I know it doesn't work over there, but if you were just there just to like have like just be in the like just to have somebody there with you, and this was the stream you chose, thank you. I appreciate it. You did an amazing job, Lolo. Thank you. Oh, the push to start remix came out. I can't watch it on stream because I'm on YouTube right now. Good job, y'all. I'm still working on financial month closing or financial month end closing. Yikers. You sound busy. You sound professional. Let me see. We're gonna go here. Oh shoot. So what did you guys think of like, so the way that co-working streams are going to work from now on, because like we're going to do them every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of schedule, and then Friday we do no co-working streams because it's the weekend. So it's just pure gaming from the time that I go live on 9 o'clock, because 9 o'clock is my new start time. 9 o'clock until what? So like right now we ended at 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. I get off at 4. Wait, 12, technically 12. Yeah, I get off at 4-ish, because I want to do 4 hours of gaming for sure. So, you guys get, I can't math, 4, 5, 6, 7. You guys get 7 hours of gaming on Fridays. But Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, we're going to be doing at 9 o'clock. We're going to start off always with co-working. Kind of help me be productive. If you guys need somebody to help you be productive, hopefully this stream is here for you to do that. And then after that, we'll go into some gaming, hang out for a bit, chat, that kind of thing. If there's anything you want me to react to, save it for Friday. Send it in Discord somewhere, save it, and I'll watch it on Friday when I'm not jumping immediately into YouTube, because you know YouTube is picky and they like to copyright everything in their mom. So there's that. So Drewski, his stuff's gonna have to wait until Fridays, if that's all right with y'all. Let me see. There's that. Okay, we're gonna go into Monster Hunter Wilds. Let me change this thumbnail. And then we're gonna go into Monster Hunter. Done and done. Okay, so that is set. Yeah, the new episodes don't drop until Thursday anyways, so that's perfect. Okay, good. Hold on. Hair and headphones just don't really work. Give me a moment. We're gonna go in. I'm gonna stay here until our 5 minutes are up, and then I'll move to just chatting if we're still chatting. But like, yeah. So again, if you missed out, like if you didn't see the schedule for YouTube, Twitch, so today we're doing Monster Hunter. What else was there? There's Monster Hunter today, Infinity Nikki, Love and Deep Space tomorrow, and then we're doing, honestly, Wednesday, since I'm not going to be streaming Thursday, and then Friday is technically like our weekend stream. Wednesday, I'm not getting off until we finish A2 story for Nier, because I want to do A2 story for Nier. Then I need to whatchamacallit, I had a huge brain fart. Love and Deep Space sounds like a reality show. It's anime what is it? Husbano, like smut. But I'm gonna make all of you guys endure it. So there's that. It's goons related. Okay. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, I want to do A2 story, and then we have to do the A2 ending. Then we have to do that story again, but choose 9S, and then we have to do the story again and wipe everything. So I have to do the story Nier 3 more times, and so every Thursday for the next 3 weeks, we're focusing on doing a story from Nier to get that off the backlog. I've seen some crazy shots on Twitter from that game. It was baffling. So I'm gonna wait. I'm only gonna be there for the Lolo reacts. Yeah, if you wanna just be there just to watch me react to this, it's gonna be interesting for sure. I just realized for the VODs are going on YouTube again. Oh yeah, I'll talk to her about that later. Every Wednesday for the next 4 years. Wait, what? What do you mean every Wednesday for the next 4 years? Did I say 4 years? I meant to say 3 weeks. Let me see. Yeah, okay. I think that's it. I'm waiting for this minute to go down, and then we'll move on. No, I'm saying for the next, or for the 4 years, or okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, while I'm here, hold on. Actually, I need to do this. I need to change my music, because no longer can it be playing these two. Boom. Okay, so now YouTube should not be hearing any more music. I had to be very, I have it written down for me as a reminder to turn it off, because like not all music is allowed on YouTube, but that playlist is. So like I want that music in the playlist, or I want that music in the video, but I need to make sure to take it out so it doesn't continue, you know. Yay, YouTube. Let me see. I'm going to BRB real quick, and then when we come back, I'll have Monster Hunter and all that stuff running. Romeo hasn't given me a trailer for Monster Hunter, but it's okay. I'll wait. So we don't have a trailer, but it's fine. I'm not spoiled at all. I'm not spoiled. I'm fine. I'm okay. Oh, fuck, he did. I just seen it, and I reacted to it. Ah! Oh, hold on. Reacted 3 times to it because I don't know what I was thinking. Romeo should have. Maybe I thought that was for Moon, so I didn't mess with it. Cause normally he ats me, or he tells me, "Yo, Lolo, look at the I made the trade." He normally gives me some like heads up that it's meant for me. Cause if he doesn't tell me directly, I don't do anything with it, because it's like I don't know if he's showcasing what he did for Moon, or if he did put it in the Moon. See, so like, be honest, Lolo. Always at Lolo, got it. Yeah, so like I want to make sure I'm not using the stuff that he's using for Moon. So like I want to make sure that like if it doesn't say like my name, like I will not touch it. Romeo, is that one meant for me? Cause like I thought it was Moon's. So I was like, I'm not gonna mess with it if it's for Moon, but I watch it. I didn't know. The stuff he submits to Moon, he gives you afterwards. I don't think it's placed, so I don't think it played. No, he got pretty far, because who was he? I forget who he was against. Was it Jab? No, who was he against? Because he made it to like the top 5? No, not who was it? I forget. He was up there. Yeah, I was watching. I just didn't like. I don't remember who it was, but he was pretty up there, and both of them were really good. But I chose Romeo though, of course. It was those other niggas who were demons. No, it wasn't. It wasn't like no. I don't remember who he was against, but it wasn't that. It wasn't like Human. No. It was like one that has like 3 names, but not him. Romeo, who was it? He's like, I ain't gonna say shit. I don't want to talk about it. Ah, okay. He is far every intro batter, but goddamn, he was battling gauntlets of demons. Like they were all just going at it. I was sitting here just like, that's happening. That's happening. Like I was like, yep. Was it CJ? No, I have comments, but I'll keep to myself on that. Oh no. Oh no. He's like, I got something to say, but not here. Are you guys fine with a black screen real quick? Because I'm about to like cook this up real quick and throw it up. Because like I can't do this, without a trailer thing. I'm spoiled now. Romeo has officially spoiled me, and I was about to be on here, like, you know how bad it was? I was gonna be on here. I was gonna like put y'all on a black screen with a mic, and I was gonna go. I was about to make noises, and that was gonna be the trailer for you guys. And I was gonna go poof, bird. Like,